It's time for our summer color palette challenge, and the colors were voted on by the channel members. And I just happened to be in Hobby Lobby and found these two new metallic paints from Folk Art, and I had this khaki paint in my arsenal. And I just kind of knew I wanted to make a beach scene, and I had this cool heart-shaped Santorini. I got it from Rock Inman Inspirations on Facebook. So I'm going to do a little bit of background blending, kind of like what you see me do with my sunset background. So I'm going to kind of create a block of the blue and a block of the green and blend the part where they meet, and then add a few swipes of green to the blue and a few swipes of blue to the green to create kind of this sea background. So it's not the sky as much as it is the ocean that we're seeing in the background. I was really excited that this was the color palette that got voted on because I think it screams summer. It just makes me think of the ocean and the beach. And then I went, where the heck is summer going? It feels like all of a sudden it was summer and now it feels like it's closing out on us. Just, I don't know. I think everything starts going downhill after the 4th of July, maybe. We have school starting in a week, and I think that's what does it for me, is when school starts, even though it's still hot outside and it's beachable and all of that fun stuff. So now I'm going to add in this light khaki brown to create the sand on the beach. So I'm going to do the same thing, even though the top two colors are metallic and this one is a matte color. I'm going to create a block of the light brown and then just kind of blend it in to the ocean colors. And I was given this pretty little pan of metallic watercolor in one of my orders from Ayuli Watercolor. It was a freebie that she dropped in there. So I'm just going to take a disposable eyeliner brush and add some little lines of it in the ocean just to add a little bit of shiny dimension to the water. Now comes the really creative part. I'm going to take some white paint and some of this acrylic pour oil, just one drip, and a little bit of water, and mix it together. And what the acrylic pour oil does on a paint pour is it allows the cells, the paint kind of creates these cells and circles where the paint below it shows through. So I thought I would mix it in with the white because I want to create sort of this foamy wash on the beach where the waves would be washing up on the beach. And I thought maybe that oil would give it a unique look. Maybe not give it the cells necessarily like the paint pours, but it gave it a very unique look and made it very blendable. So I'm just taking a paintbrush and kind of swirling it in, and then I'll dip in water and kind of blend the swirls into the water and also into the sand. I thought it would be really fun to write a message in the sand, kind of like people do when they draw in the sand. So I took a brown watercolor pencil and I'm writing, "You are loved," with a heart. And then I'm going to take a water brush, which is a brush that has water kind of in its base and you can kind of squeeze it out. And I'm going to go over the writing to kind of loosen it up and make it not so crisp. And I'm going to do a couple of iterations between the water brush and also a disposable eyeliner brush dipped in water to just kind of make this look like it was written in sand with someone's hand or a stick. You know how you would write in the sand and it kind of digs in and there's rough edges around it. So I thought the watercolor pencil would give the best look of that. And you could see it took a couple of iterations to get it kind of where I wanted it, but I thought it turned out pretty cute. I'm also going to take some Uni Pin fine liner pens and create some little seagulls out in the ocean. I hope you enjoyed this color palette challenge. We'll have to do more in the future for sure. Today I have a really adorable snow cone design for you that goes perfect with these hot summer days. We're going to start out by putting two shapes together. This is something I learned in kindergarten this past year. So a circle and a triangle to create the shape of the snow cone. Next, I'm going to take some Liquitex gesso to give a good base coat to the whole entire design so that our colors will be nice and vibrant and we won't need to make too many coats. Make sure that you stick around till the end of the video because this design has a couple different variations that I played around with, and I think all of them came out really cute. We're going to go with a rainbow palette for this snow cone, so it'll be nice and festive for summer, and I'm going to take a pink chalk pencil and line out the paper cup of the cone, and then also 6 lines of where our color is going to go on to the design. Jumping right into the color, I'm going to start with pink and then just go down the line until we have filled all 6 spaces of this little rainbow. This is the first coat. I do come back for a second coat. My paints are in various stages of deterioration, I guess you could say. So I am going to come back and do a second coat and also kind of blend those lines together just slightly, but that doesn't matter a whole lot because these are going to get covered with some serious sparkle, and it kind of helps those colors blend together as it is. You can see that the blue and purple paint are in definite need of a second coat, maybe even a third coat because they're a little bit watered down. So this is where I'm going to come back through and add the extra coats of paint to make sure the paint colors are nice and solid, and then to blend the lines between the colors, clean the brush off and dip it in clean water and have it just be kind of damp, slightly wet, and then run that damp brush across the line where the colors meet. Next, I'm coming back with the Liquitex gesso to clean up the line of the paper cup, and then I'm going to take some white apple barrel paint and just fill in the paper cup so it's nice and solid bright white. Now it's time to create that effect of the shaved ice. So I'm going to start with this Folk Art Extreme Hologram Glitter Paint. I love this one. It's clear and iridescent. It's really useful in so many ways. So I'm going to give 2 coats of this over the snow cone because I just want this thing to sparkle and shine and have lots of dimension to give that look of the shaved ice. If you've been hanging around my channel for any length of time, you know that I love my glitter paints, and so I really went crazy with the glitter paint on this design, and it's well worth it. The next glitter paint that I'm going to use, I actually don't like using in most situations. It's a glitterific, it's a very chunky glitter, and I've used it before, and it's just very gluey and gooey. It's beautiful, but just very hard to put on, but I knew it would be perfect for this design. So I'm going to scoop some out with a popsicle stick, and you're going to see how kind of gooey it is. It's almost like you have to spread it and pat it as opposed to painting it on. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take a paintbrush and kind of pat it and spread it into place. The edges are a little bit tricky, but you just kind of pat it into place and then smooth it. And then I've also wet the paintbrush a little bit to pat out kind of the lumps and bumps in the center of the snow cone so that it's nice, as smooth as I can get it. I'm going to take a dotting tool and some bright pink paint and add just a very simple heart to the paper cone, and make sure that you allow that chunky glitter to dry at least overnight before you do anything with it. So some variations. You could make the stripes go in a different direction, diagonal or maybe swirly. Or you can use a dotting tool to create tiny snow cones with solid colors like this one on smaller stones, or you could put multiple smaller cones all on one rock like this one. This week, I have a really fun and easy ray of sunshine design for you because I've been spending the last 7 days at my mom's house while she recovers from total knee replacement surgery. So you have to forgive me, I didn't quite have my normal setup with lights or with my camera setup. So if I bump the camera, you might see a little bit of shakiness and the light's not quite as bright as normal. But anyway, let's get started. So I am using that skinny washi tape that I got off Amazon, and I am creating basically kind of a sunburst. It ends up looking more like a seashell with the tape on here, but I want kind of evenly spaced lines that are kind of sunbursting out from the center of the stone at the bottom. And then this is going to be my color scheme. So 2 kinds of pink, a light daffodil yellow, and then kind of a coral color that I'm going to lighten up a little bit. And again, this design was inspired by some cookies that I saw on Instagram that were just super cute. And I was like, that would look so cute on a rock. So that's what we're going to do. I thought it was a really unique idea to throw some pinks and the coral into a sunshine design, but it looked so cute on the cookies. So trying to keep them all kind of in a pastel shade. The pink, this darker pink, needed a little bit of brightening, but now I'm going to take a white watercolor pencil and draw kind of a half circle where the sun is going to go, and then kind of a line around the top to know where my rays of sunshine will end. And now I'm just going to start filling in the rays of sunshine with the different colors. And I'm going to go in order from the darker pink to the lighter pink to the yellow and then the coral. And it wasn't until after I finished the first coat on all of these that I realized I probably should have used gesso underneath as a base coat, because I had to do several coats to get a nice, bold, vibrant color and get full coverage on everything. So hindsight is 20/20. I should have used the gesso, but I didn't. And it still came out cute. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in all of these rays of sunshine. And now my favorite part of these designs with the washi tape is pulling the washi tape off and seeing the nice crisp lines that it leaves behind. And this is really cool because it just leaves that stone background exposed, but it creates perfectly straight and even lines in between each ray of sunlight. The washi tape is increasingly becoming one of my favorite little tools to have and keep handy because it just is so much fun. I find this so satisfying, taking the tape off. And now, because I learned my lesson, I am going to put a couple coats of the Liquitex gesso on the sun so that I don't have to go over 10 million times with the daffodil yellow. And then because it's sunshine and because I love my sparkle, I'm going to add the Folk Art Extreme Hologram Glitter Paint to each of the rays of sunshine just to give it a little bit of dimension and sparkle because the sun is bright and shiny, and yeah, we just can't get away without the glitter paint, right? I also wanted to thank all of you who sent well wishes to my mom without even knowing her necessarily, but when I made the 5,000 subscriber announcement and said where I was going and why, so many of you left really sweet comments about wishing her a speedy recovery, and she is doing great, and I just wanted to let you know that we both thank you for that. It was very sweet. Now I'm going to take a Posca PC1MR paint pen and write the word shine in script, and then I'm going to come back and thicken up all of the downstrokes to get the faux calligraphy effect. And because I can't leave well enough alone, I thought it would be fun to add some white accent dots and swipes just for a little bit of accent on all of the rays of sunshine and a little bit on the sunshine itself. I didn't pack enough colors with me, but I think this design could be a lot of fun if you swapped out the pinks for different colors like blues or purples, or like an aqua and a turquoise. I think it'd be really pretty. But even still, I think this color combination came out so cute, and it's perfect for summer, and I feel like there's so many more summer ideas I'm not going to get to because back to school and then fall and Halloween are going to land on us so fast. But let's take it as it comes, and thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you so much for being patient while I took a week to help my mom out. Keep spreading that kindness, and I'll see you next time. Take care.